All right, guys, so I'm going to be talking about what I think are the top 10 cards of the Knights of the Frozen Throne expansion. These are cards that I'm probably going to craft, and especially if they're in a class that I want to play. I don't recommend crafting all of them if you're tight on dust, but all these cards, after seeing the whole set, to me, these are all 5/5s. These are 10 out of 10. These are just the best cards that we've seen out of this list, and they're all amazing cards. Number 10 is going to be the worst of the top 10, and number 1 is going to be the one that I think is most OP out of the whole list. So, you know, we're going to start at 10, go to 1. But I hope you guys enjoy this. Just craft these cards, guys. They're really fucking good. All right, so first card up, number 10 is Malfurion the Pestilent. Malfurion the Pestilent. Anyways, it's the Druid Death Knight card. It's only 7 mana. It gives you 5 armor, as all of them do, and then it gives you a choose one. You get to summon 2 poisonous spiders or 2 scarabs with taunt. So the poisonous spiders, really good if your opponent has some big high health minions that you kind of want to drop, which Druid usually struggles with, or if they're aggro, you get to summon 2 1/5 taunts. So that'd be really good at just, you know, holding off the aggro. So it's two really good options that are really good in pretty much any scenario you're gonna be in. If you need to deal with the aggro, you go Scarab. If you need to deal with something more control-y, you go with the spiders with poisonous. And it also replaces your hero power with Plague Lord, which is 2 mana, just like normal, but you get to choose between Spider Fangs or Scarab Shell. And Spider Fangs gives you +3 attack, so you can hit a little bit harder. Scarab Shell gives you +3 armor, which at that point, it's better than the Warrior hero power. And it gives you so much armor. Also, if you use Fandral, you get both. You'll get 3 attack and 3 armor every turn. So I don't know, maybe you throw down the taunts with Fandral, and then you just start using your 3 armor, 3 attack every round. That's a little bit crazy, guys. This can get out of hand really fast. I love this card, and it's only 7 mana. That's not bad. Druid can ramp up to 7 mana super fast, and okay, let's say you have Fandral on 6 mana. You have him on the board. Turn 7, you throw this dude down. You get 2 1/5 taunts, which are going to protect your Fandral. And then maybe the next turn, you use your hero power. You get 3/3, and it spirals out of control, guys. It spirals out of control. And if you play this on turn 9, you can use your hero power in the same turn. So you can almost gain 8 armor and 2 1/5 taunts if you want, or 8 armor and 2 1/2 spiders with poison. So this is just a really good card. I could see this being played in ramp druids. Easy big, easy druid. That's going to be a great place to put this card. It's also going to be decent in Jade, I think. And aggro, of course, probably not too good. It is a little bit of a slower card, a more control card. So as far as aggro druid, I don't know, but this is definitely going to be a staple in like ramp and possibly Jade, but ramp for sure. This card is just craft this, guys. If you like druid, just craft this one. All right, guys, so number 9 card here is going to be Obsidian Statue. Now, when I first saw this, I thought it was great. I didn't think it was amazing. I thought it was great. I thought maybe 4 out of 5, 8 out of 10. But after seeing the whole set, after thinking about it a little bit more, I think this card is a 10 out of 10 in control sort of priest, slow priest decks. It's a 9 mana 4/8. It's got taunt. It's got lifesteal, and the death rattle is destroy a random enemy minion. Now, that's a really good death rattle. You kind of got to play around it similarly to how people played around Sylvanas. It gives you lifesteal, so it kind of brings you back if you're a little bit low on health. It's also got that taunt, so it's a nice little wall you got there. It's an insane resurrect target if you want to do that. It has sick N'Zoth synergy, so maybe we're going to see some sick N'Zoth priests coming in. Free from Amber synergy is insane. Also Stonehill Defender synergy, just pulling it from a Stonehill, could you imagine? That'd be insane. Also, it's good against other priests. They won't be able to remove it. It does have the 4 attack. And then taunt and lifesteal is so good for shutting down aggro decks or mid-range decks. It also has good synergy with the quest. So maybe we're going to see some quest N'Zoth priest sort of archetypes coming out. I'm really excited about this, and it's just such a cool little, death rattle and everything. So I think this is going to be a little bit bonkers, guys. I think this one is going to be a must craft if you're playing a more slow, you know, control-y sort of priest deck. So make this one. Make this one if you're a priest, if you're a priest boy, if you're a fan of the priest. All right, number 8 card, we got Leer the Holo, the Rogue Death Knight card. I love this card so much. It is so out of the normal. The battle cry gives you stealth until your next turn, which is almost like an ice block. Yeah, you can still get like mind blasted, or if someone, you know, just does damage to your hero without actually targeting your hero, you could still die, I guess, or just get hit. But I think in most cases you're not going to get hit by like a mind blast. No one runs that stuff. Anyways, this comes with, it changes your hero power to Death's Shadow, which is a passive hero power, and during your turn it adds a shadow reflection to your hand. Now, shadow reflection is each time you play a card, you transform shadow reflection into a copy of the card. So let's say you use Cold Blood. It's going to turn into a Cold Blood. That's how it works. It's really cool, and they will disappear after the end of the turn, so take that into consideration. Also, if you play a 6-mana card and it's Shadow Reflections, the Shadow Reflection is going to be a 6-mana card, and you're not going to be able to play it because you only got 10 mana in a turn. So kind of play around that. You're going to want to use it on cards that cost 5 or less. But this is so crazy, guys. This is so crazy. Also, quick point about Shadow Reflection is that anything that invokes mana cost reduction is not going to be copied by Shadow Reflection. Something like Emperor Thurician, I don't know. The Emperor card that reduces mana is not going to work. Prep is not going to work on this. So just don't consider that when you're trying to make decks. Don't think Prep's going to get Shadow Reflectioned. There is a sick combo here. If you Leer on turn 9, then on turn 10, you could go ahead and you can go South Sea deckhand into Cold Blood, Cold Blood, Cold Blood, and then Faceless and a Dagger for 29 damage. That's only 9 mana, 29 damage. If they have a taunt, of course, it's going to be hard to get through that taunt. But there's also an interesting mechanic where you can vanish, and then you can re-Leer if you want to. Or you don't even have to re-Leer. But if you want to re-Leer, you can. So you can vanish, throw a couple Doomsayers. So you can vanish, throw Doomsayer, and then your opponent won't be able to put anything on the board. And then the next turn you can do your combo, which is going to do 29 damage. So there's a sick little combo here, which is kind of exciting to me. But you don't need the combo for this to be good. I mean, throwing out Eviscerate after Eviscerate is going to be pretty nice. It's got so much potential. And I think this card's going to be a late bloomer. I think this one's going to take a while for people to realize its full potential. It's kind of a hard mechanic to use. I know I'm probably not going to use it right away. But maybe one of the I don't know, more creative people is going to figure out a great deck for this. But I do think it is a 10 out of 10 card. This card is amazing. I'm probably going to craft this if I don't, get it from a pack, because I just love Rogue so much. So, love this card. Love this card. All right, guys, we got number 7 here. This one's going to be Thrall Deathsphere. This is the Shaman Death Knight card, and this thing is so good. 5 mana, 5 armor, and then the battle cry is transform your minions into random ones that cost 2 more. So it's casting a double evolve on your board. So maybe you want to just use it on a board full of totems, or maybe this allows you to use your evolve on your board before you get Thrall Deathsphere, and not worry about not having an evolve for your doppelgangbang combo. So if you don't have the gangbang combo, it's okay. You can still do that, and then Thrall. It's like an extra set of evolves in your deck. You know what I'm trying to say. And then the hero power, you're gonna lose your totems, which does suck because totems are so good. But you get Transmute Spirit. This is 2 mana, and it transforms a targeted minion. You choose your minion, and it transforms it into a random one that costs 1 more. So like a single target evolve, which could be, this could be exploited a little bit, guys. An example of this would be using Big Time Racketeer. If you use Big Time Racketeer, it spawns, you know, the 1/1 and the 6/6 ogre. Then you can transform the 1/1 into something that costs 2 more mana, which it's going to be way better than a 1/1. I believe it's going to be an 8-drop. So then you'll have an 8-drop and a 6/6 ogre, and that's only going to cost you, what, 8 mana? So that could be a really good card to throw in a deck like this, or just any sort of thing like that. If you single target evolve a Stonehill Defender, you're going to get a lot of value. Just stuff like that. There's so many different ways that you can benefit off of this. And I think it's great because if you, let's say you run a 3/5 minion into something that had 4 damage, you only got 1 health left. It's almost like a heal in a way. So you can hit it, do like a value trade, and then evolve your thing and turn into, you know, something that's full health. So I do think this is a great card. I think it's going to see a lot of play in Shaman. It might even be good for the aggro-y sort of decks, like token or elemental shamans. I guess token evolve. Some people were thinking maybe the evolve's a little bit too slow for token evolve because it costs 5 mana. I don't think so. I think this can be run in token evolve. I think so. I think this is going to be good, guys. This is an exciting card for sure. Definitely make this if you're playing Shaman. All right, number 6, we got Blood Reaver Gul'dan, the Death Knight for the Warlock. This card is, I think, exactly what Warlock needed. It's a 10 mana card, so it's a little bit slow, a little bit expensive, but it does give you the 5 armor, and the battle cry is summon all friendly demons that died this game, which could be really good if you're running some taunt minions. If you're running taunt minions, if you're running doom guards, maybe you're running some imps. I don't know. I don't think you need to play like 10 demons in order to get value out of this. I mean, if you have 2 dead doom guards and 1 taunts, you're gonna get sick value out of this. It's like a little bit of a N'Zoth, but for demons. There could be better demons. There weren't that many great demons this expansion, but I do think this is strong enough in order to make Warlock great again. Siphon Life. This is the best part about the Death Knight, really. It changes your hero power to Siphon Life. It costs 2 mana, and it's got Lifesteal, and it deals 3 damage. That means you're gonna deal 3 damage and heal for 3 every time you use this. This is so much value. This is insane. This is insane. And you're probably gonna be low health, so you're not gonna be able to use this right away, but the following turn you can go ahead and use this and, you know, just keep on siphoning, keep getting some sick stuff. And I do think Siphon Life is probably the best hero power that is in the game. Best hero power in the game. Absolutely amazing. The only sort of negative thing I could think of is that, yeah, I wish there were a little bit more minions. I do see running some taunt minions here, some doom guards, some void walkers. You can throw some void walkers, some imps, Malkazar's imps, flame imps, void walkers, Lakari fellhounds, doom guards, and then you just throw this dude in there too. Just have some survivability. That Siphon Life is going to be insane. But yeah, this card, I'm gonna craft this because I want to make Warlock work. And I'm sure a lot of people want to make Warlock work. And I think it's going to be good, guys. I don't think it's going to be dumpster. I'm hoping it's taken out of the dumpster and it's, I don't know. I just wanted to have a competitive deck. But I think this will do it. I think this is it. I'm excited. I'm so excited. Okay, guys. Number 5 card for me, Doomerang. I think a lot of people are sleeping on this card. I think this card is going to be, I guess, sleeper OP. It's just, it's a low cost card. It does, 1 mana, guys, 1 mana, and worst case scenario, it's a 1 mana ping, which isn't great, but it's not bad at all. It'll return your weapon to your hand. You can get a durability back. So maybe it's like a durability and a ping. And that's, of course, if you're using it on just your default dagger. It also can be used to buff up a Van Cleef or, you know, help with the questing adventure. But it just seems so good. And can you guys imagine using this with Obsidian Shard? You can attack with Obsidian Shard. It's got 3 durability, so attack twice with Obsidian Shard. Then you do the Doomerang. It hits something for 3, goes back in your hand, costs 0 mana. You play this again. That archetype, that could be a pretty crazy archetype. And I just think this thing is going to fit perfectly in Miracle, even a Weapon Rogue, if that were to, you know, emerge, which I'm hoping it does. A Weapon Rogue, Miracle Rogue, just a Tempo Rogue. This seems like a really good card to me. And I think, yeah, it's being slept on. 1 mana. This thing is sleeper OP, guys. Sleeper OP. I'm making 2 of these if I don't unpack them, for sure. All right, guys. Number 4, such a good card. Oh my God. Every class loves some AoE. It's just not everyone has it. But look at this, guys. We got Defile. 2 mana, deal 1 damage to all minions. If they die, cast it again. So it could be like a 6 sort of ladder of constant defiles, just wiping a board. You set 1 minion to 1 health, you hit the other one to 2, another one to 3, and they're all dead. All dead. Just play Defile. It's so good. I think this is gonna be at least a 1 of, probably a 2 of in many decks. You see Maelstrom Portal being played in all Shaman decks. I think this is going to be used in a similar fashion. It's just so good. Oh my God, guys. Maybe if you do this with like a Thalnos, if you throw a Thalnos down, you use this. It's gonna do 2 damage to everything. It's gonna kill Thalnos, and then it's gonna do 1 damage again. So that'd be 3 damage to everything. And if something had 3 health, that's gonna die too, and it's gonna do 4 damage to everything. So I definitely love this card. I think it's going to be played in almost all Warlocks. Maybe not like a Zoolock, aggro Warlock sort of list, but definitely something that's more control-y, mid-range. I think it's going to be used. Also, it's going to be crazy with Imp Gang Boss, guys. Imp Gang Boss going to make this card nuts. But I just absolutely love this design. And another thing that's going to help Warlock come back. Gonna help the Warlock, you know, get out of the dumpster. We're hoping anyways. We're hoping. Okay, number 3 spot. I don't know if it's gonna take you guys by surprise, but number 3 is Righteous Protector. Whoo! This card. It looks like just a glorified Argent Squire, but Argent Squire is still played to this day in many decks. Also in like Jambre's EU Paladin. This is gonna be used in probably every Paladin deck. I know it's... Oh, man. That's quite a thing to say, but I do think it's going to be pretty much used in every aggro... Not aggro Paladin. Just every Paladin. Aggro, too. But mid-range, you know, control, it's just such a good card. It fills all those roles. And it's got a Divine Shield. It's got Taunt. It's a 1-drop. This is amazing. It's going to be used in everything, guys. It's going to be used in pretty much everything. Maybe some Divine Shield Paladins coming out after this. And you can think maybe it's a little bit of a nerf to Stonehill Defender because it's possible to get this instead of like a Tyrion, but it's still super good. Going to be super good in Arena. It's going to be great in everything. It's still going to be relevant late game because it takes 2 hits to clear. So it doesn't matter if you draw it late game. It doesn't matter, you know, if you draw it mid game. Early game might be best, but late game it's still a good card. It's not going to be terrible to top deck this, you know, if you're on turn 8 or turn 9. Yeah, other cards will be better, but this is not bad still because it absorbs 2 attacks. But yeah, this card, this card might be a little bit too good, guys. I'm loving this card. Okay, guys, number 2. What's it gonna be? It's the Lich King. This card is insane. If you watch the stream, you could see how powerful this bad boy is. 8 mana, 8/8. It's got Taunt. And at the end of your turn, it adds a random Death Knight card to your hand. Now, you don't know what the Death Knight cards are, but here they are. There's 8s, and they're really good. I'm not going to read through all these because it would take way too long, but a lot of these are just amazing. None of them are really bad. Yeah, some might be a little bit not too good in certain situations. Like maybe you got Death and Decay, which is deal 3 damage to all enemies, and they have nothing on the board. But still, I wouldn't cry about having that in my hand for a later turn. It's good. It's good. It's amazing. I love this card. I think it's going to be played in all mid-range or slower sort of decks, control decks for sure. This is like a glorified Ysera, in my opinion. I like the Death Knight cards more than Ysera. But it's got the same stats. Ysera is a 4/12. This is an 8/8. This costs 1 less mana, which makes it so much better. Also makes it so you can get it from Stonehill Defender. But sorry, the 8 mana makes it really good because you can pull it from free from Amber for priests. So that's insane on its own. But also pulling it from Stonehill, if you're anything, is going to be insane. It's going to be huge. It's going to be... This feels like a game changer, guys. These Death Knight cards are bonkers. Their Death Grip is pretty crazy. Really cool. Pull some from your opponent's deck and yeah, I mean, it's just, God, I love this. I'm excited to see how these Death Knight cards kind of affect the meta. It's kind of hard to play around, but at the same time, you can't expect to get a certain one. But yeah, I love the Lich King. I'm going to be messing around with this card. I think this is a craft no matter what deck you play. I think you craft this. Unless you're strictly playing aggro. I guess that's it. I don't know. But I love this. Oh my God. All right, so the number 1 card of Knights of the Frozen Throne, in my opinion, is going to be Uther of the Ebon Blade. This card is the shit, guys. 9 mana, 5 armor, Battlecry, equip a 5/3 lifesteal weapon. If you get the full lifesteal out of that, that's about 20 in heals, guys. 3 swings plus the 5 armor, effective 20 health in a way, but that's just so good. I mean, whew. All right, well, let's talk about the hero power. It changes to the 4 horsemen. It works like the shaman totems where you get a unique one every time as long as one's on the board. So you get one of each horseman. If they don't kill it, it just keeps on going. And if you get all 4, you destroy them. You win. Like that's insane. That's never been in a card at all. So I love this mechanic. It's really cool. I don't know how often that's going to happen. But honestly, that's not what makes this card good. Yeah, it's a cool mechanic. I doubt it's going to happen that often. It can happen sometimes, but whatever. It also summons a 2/2 instead of a 1/1, which is so much harder to remove. It's going to be really good for just letting you flood the board. It's going to help you a lot into late game, always keeping something on the board, maybe something you want to hit with, a Blessing of Kings, something with, it's just, it can't be removed by Mage Ping. There's so many good things about having a 2/2 over a 1/1, and you're just going to be able to churn these guys out. And if they don't take care of them, they just lose. So they might as well have Taunt on them, honestly. But this is so good. Plus the weapon. Oh my God, guys. This is going to be used in pretty much all control paladins. Mid-range, maybe you use this instead of throwing in Light Lord Ragnaros, because it gets the heal. It also gets to attack things. It also gives you the armor. But you play this, you get 5 armor, and you get a swing of the axe. Well, it's not an axe. I don't know what it is. What is it? It's not an axe. But anyways, regardless, you get 10 health on that first. As soon as you play this, turn 9, you get 10 health. It's almost like dropping Rag, except you don't get an 8/8 body, and you get 2 more heal in a way. But 5 armor plus a swing and 5 health. Oh, this card is amazing. Maybe a little bit OP. I mean, you got this. You also got the Righteous Protector. I think Paladin is going to be number 1. I think Paladin is going to be number 1 class. It's just so good. And you don't need the alternate win condition. You don't need it. But, oh my God, guys. This card's a little bit too good. All right, guys. Well, those are my thoughts. Top 10 cards of Knights of the Frozen Throne expansion. I mean, some cards may come out of the woodworks as secret, sleepy OP or whatever. They might prove me wrong, but I think all these cards are going to be used frequently until they're rotated out of the standard list or whatever they call it. They're just gonna be so good, guys. These are gonna be used. If they're not, I'll be surprised. I'll be surprised. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, sub, share, and I hope you're ready for the expansion, guys. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.